Yo, what is going on, y'all? I'm Cavell Anderson, and we are back with another Veve and Ecomi video. It looks like we have a hater. First off, shout out to my mans for actually getting on camera, showing your face, and being willing to speak your piece on the topic. Instantly, you get credit for that from me because a lot of people sit behind keyboards saying ridiculous things and are not willing to get in front of the camera. You actually have balls, so congratulations for that. I definitely have a lot of respect for that. I'm interested to hear what he has to say. I haven't watched any of this video actually, so I am definitely curious to see what type of points he makes in this video. It's probably going to be the easily disputable ones like it always is. It's usually stuff where if you do more research, you can find the answers to it quite easily. Like his first comment on this video that I saw, it was like, oh, Veve isn't even listed on any top NFT list project, like top NFT project list or anything like that. One, the project has not been marketed. They haven't been doing any. They have not been trying to get this project to grow. So I mean, that's common sense. If you're in the Veve community, you would know this. You would know that they have not been ready for massive growth or mass adoption just yet. They're just now getting to the stage where okay, they're ready to start moving forward. This is a business. It takes time to build. A lot of you morons think that this is Dogecoin or something where there's actually no business attached and there's not shit to do but pump the coin. Like, all the Dogecoin community has to do is sit around and spread a bunch of shit about Dogecoin to pump the coin up. Same with Shiba Inu, same with SafeMoon, same with all the other projects out here. Now, SafeMoon and these other projects are starting to try to add more utility and things like that to the token, but ultimately, these were just coins, and all you have to do is sit around and do coin things. Veve is not just about the coin. It's about the project, and the project will drive the coin forward. But a lot of people can't realize this. A lot of people aren't educated enough to get that. So, anyway, let's see what my man's got to say. Definitely interested. Be sure to drop that thumbs up, subscribe this time if you're new. Check out my man's channel. I mean, if you're a Veve hater, you'll probably find his channel quite entertaining, more than likely. I mean, he might not be that bad of a guy. Let's hear him out.
Hi YouTube, my name is Paul Lee and welcome to my channel.
He's talking very low.
This channel is going to be primarily based around Ecomi, because I think for me that's something that I just want to do a passion project on. And before you guys start thinking, okay, well, who is this guy to talk about Ecomi? I'm invested into Ecomi. I'm not going to say how much I'm invested in because I don't want to look like an idiot. In the sense I invested quite a lot. But also, I have things on Veve, the collectible app. So I'm invested on both fronts. Now the title of this video is going to be why, or 3 reasons why I don't think the Ecomi token is going to go to the moon. In fact, I don't think it's going to go high at all. If anything, my price prediction, I'm going to be up front for Ecomi, and this is a good case scenario that at the end of the year, 0.07, and that's if we're lucky. And then my long-term price prediction, I don't think Ecomi is going to go over more than 5 cents. Now, I may be wrong. I hope I'm wrong, right?
You're obviously wrong. You're wrong for plenty of reasons. Like, I don't know what type of math or anything that you've done to come to that conclusion, but also how can you realistically come to any type of price prediction like that when you have, they still have not released so much. We're not on a new exchange. We're not on the new blockchain. Like, we have four or five exchanges coming up. We have the Veveverse coming this year, which has been confirmed. We have Comic-Con coming. It's like, where have you been? Like, and that's the thing. Just because you invest in the token and you invest in a few NFTs does not mean that you're qualified to necessarily speak on a topic and actually make sense while doing it. So far, I'm not impressed with the video. But anyway, I'll keep hearing you out. I'll give you a chance.
I think a lot of people who are invested in Ecomi are going to hope I'm wrong. But I'm going to go into why I don't think Ecomi is going to move. Now, before I really talk about it, I just want to be flat out. I'm making this channel because I am tired of all the YouTubers, people on Reddit who hype up Ecomi, who don't give realistic expectation, and who don't talk about the cons. Now, my background, I graduated from college with a degree in business. I studied marketing, accounting, finance, everything I needed in my degree.
One thing that I will say is that starting out, like, with your first initial introduction, it doesn't sound like you did any of that. And that's the problem with a lot of people who spend so much time in school. You learn shit that's 10 years, that's 10, 20, like decades old because you're in schools and they only teach decade old stuff. And you don't actually learn real world uses and how to actually do things. You have to be feet on the ground and in business to really understand what it takes to be in business. You can't sit in the classroom and learn this stuff. So a lot of that stuff is obsolete. Like, I seriously doubt that whatever college you went to, they taught you how to run Facebook ads and taught you how to target properly and things like that. I seriously doubt it. But, I mean, I could be wrong. I have not been to college in quite some time. So, yeah. But, I mean, I feel like if you got to start a video trying to point out the reasons that you're credible and the reason that people should listen to you, you probably shouldn't be listened to, because the facts of when it comes to most YouTubers videos and things like that, the reason that we have viewership is because we just point out the fact that the product speaks for itself. It's not anything that we're doing. The product does this. The products, the facts behind it, when you research the people behind this project, when you research everything, it speaks for itself. So we don't have to come up here, oh, this is me, I've done this, I did that. We was like, YouTubers don't really got to do that in this community, because the project, it's like, it's something that anybody can do their own due diligence and see for themselves. So, I mean, anyway, let's see.
I've internet Nike, I've internet 4 other companies, and they're not super big. But it's still, you know, I've had experience. And currently at my full-time job, which I'm not allowed to disclose, I study a lot. My role, I'm involved with a lot of different facets of a company. And so my analysis isn't one-sided. And if anything, I'm a skeptical person, which is why I want to make these videos, because I want people who are going to be investing in Ecomi, into Veve, to know both sides of the coin. And again, at least from what I've seen from other YouTubers and Reddit, and just other avenues that people in Ecomi communicate, people aren't being truthful, and if they do, they get slammed to stop spreading FUD. For those who don't know, it's fear, uncertainty, doubt. But I think that's foolish. I think that's blind following, and I don't ever encourage that.
By the way, I do want to point out that I don't know what YouTubers that he would be speaking about, since the majority of us, when we talk about the topics, we show the proof. We literally point out the documents. We point out the sources. We cite everything. I want to see if he gets to citing some sources for the nonsense that he's spoken thus far. Like, I mean, he did just point out his whole resume, but hasn't shown any proof, and apparently he can't even talk about why he's so credible. We just point people to the facts. We point people in the it's not blind following when everything you study and everything you look up actually lines up with business in itself, and then it lines up with things that the team is saying. It's like a lot of you moon boys who want this project to get to pumping right now and thinks that it has a reason to pump right now when they haven't released a bunch of the features. It's just you all have unrealistic expectations because you're not very educated on the space and clearly in business. As many businesses you've been a part of and all the schooling you've done, like, it does not seem like you're that educated.
And when people do give that opinion, they get shot down right away, and they get told, well, just sell everything. No. That's not how you keep a company, because Veve, the Ecomi team, they are a company in check. And again, I think, in a way, the Ecomi team, and I saw this on Reddit, which actually gave me inspiration for the video as well, I feel like they are just using the Ecomi community to spread awareness of Veve, because at the end of the day, they make a lot of their money through Veve. Now, a lot of people are going to say, well, they have billions in founder tokens, but when you look at the drop every single week, they make millions in a single drop.
Also, people should look up how much their licensing agency that they're with charges. Look at how many mega stars are they're like not the licensing agent, the marketing agency. Look at this new PR firm. You should check into how much they charge. Also, all these licensors. These licenses don't come free and they don't come cheap. All these licenses, all the staff and team that they're hiring and things like this. All of this stuff is not free. These people have to get paid. So when you look at, oh, Veve's making so much money, like, that's one bullshit argument, because you really think that Veve's out here bagging in millions and the licensors are just sitting by idly not getting anything. If a licensor does a deal, it's because that deal is going to be very, very beneficial for the licensor. The licensor couldn't give two shits about Veve, to be completely honest, because it didn't have to be Veve. Well, obviously with the connections and stuff like that, it has to be Veve, but you get what I mean. It's like, if it wasn't Veve, it would be somebody else. So the licensor does not have to give a shit about this platform because they're going to get their money regardless. So other people are getting paid. It's not as easy as, Veve is sitting on 40 million from drops and things like that. Like, it's not that simple as the haters like to make it seem. But anyway, let's keep going. Since you want to give both sides, be realistic with what you're saying, because that's the thing. And people think that when I respond like this, it's like, oh, he's just blind following. No, it's like everything that you're saying has a logical answer to it. It's a logical answer to it. It's like, but anyway.
They probably make more money probably in half a year of selling the Veve collectibles than they would their founders tokens. Do the math, okay? Today's drop was Superman. There's 8,888 editions. They sell $50 each. Do the math. That's over 100. Hold on. Let me do the math so people don't bash me later that I spread false information. Okay.
Bro, the second that people saw your title, they do that you spread false information.
Okay. 8,888 times 50. That's 444,000 in 1 week for one drop. Now, we have the Slimer release today as well, and, I mean, they're both only doing one collectible per, I guess, drop, so just Slimer and Superman. When you look at the past drops, like the Serial Killer, man, they've made millions already in a month. Okay? So, now that this kind of monologue intro is done, time to give my 3 reasons why Omi won't shoot up in price and won't go to the moon. Number 1, the founders, the Ecomi team. They're great. Their credentials are amazing. You look on LinkedIn, you look at the project they worked on, Alfred Khan, Dan Yu, Riz, they all have great experience, but here's the thing that they are, in my opinion, as someone who's in the business world, I think that they're doing incredibly wrong. They're teasing, and they don't come through with it. Now, I know people have said, well, it's a tease. They don't have to promise anything. Okay, but it builds up unnecessary hype. It builds unnecessary, expectations.
So if you don't understand what he's trying to say right now, is they teased something and they didn't follow through with it, and his Webull feelings are hurt, basically. It's what's going on right now. They teased it and they didn't come through. The fact of the matter is, when they come through and they actually drop the shit that they've been teasing and that it actually got put on the back burner, you're going to be right back on the platform buying shit up. Let's keep it 100. All you haters out here sitting here crying, you want stuff to happen right now. The second that they actually release this and it comes through, you're going to be quiet and utilizing whatever it is you're crying about right now. So stop acting like you're not going to be right back here on the bandwagon, because you know you just want something to happen right now. Like, you need to just learn to relax, and y'all need to just chill out. This is the reason that you haters aren't taken seriously. It is, what, month 4? Month 4 of the project? Like, are you kidding me? Month 4, this is a business. I understand this is the crypto space and you all have very fast expectations, but this is getting ridiculous. Some of you all need real business sense. I'm not just talking about somebody who stayed in school forever, so don't actually know what it's like to be a part of a business, or somebody who got hired in some mysterious business doing some mysterious role that somehow allows you to not know shit about business and still be a part of that business. It's like, yo, I mean, yeah. Anyway, let's see him out. Let's continue.
And when those expectations aren't met, and even though they weren't official, it still hurts the community. People get angry. People get upset. People start losing faith in the project. Do you understand what I'm saying? I'm not saying
people are not really losing faith in the project. It's the crypto side of things. It's crypto investors, and you know what's going to happen? Investors follow the money. The second this token gets listed on exchanges and things like that, the investors are going to come back because it's another opportunity to make some money. The second that the tokens start getting burned and go down, the investors are going to come back. You all, like investors, all of us, we're very easy to manipulate. It's very, very easy to manipulate. And the second that Veve is successful, the investors are going to continue to come because no one's going to want to miss out on this opportunity. So it's not very hard to get investors on board for this type of project. Yes, we can be pissed off or upset in the short term, but that does not matter because the VV users is what's going to drive this project. So y'all can get your little feelings hurt all day long, and it really does not impact the project too much at all. Like, it does not impact the project too much at all.
I think that the founders aren't capable of making Ecomi go to the moon. I'm saying their practices aren't. For example, the most recent one is they confirmed that they're not leaving any of the tokens behind when they go to Immutable X. Now, does that make sense? Of course, it makes sense, right? More tokens means longer, I guess technically the life of the project is, but they, if you look back at a lot of popular YouTubers, right, this past month, they've been banking on leaving tokens behind. Okay? So do you see the issue behind that? What was just, I don't know if the tease or...
Personally, I was never banking on it. And also, isn't that something that Reese just said? And I think he said it amongst a list of things, like we'll do things like maybe leave. It's in discussions that we're talking about this stuff. That's the thing. Stuff is in discussions, and they tell us what's getting discussed, and then the YouTubers talk about it, and then people like start spreading foot like this was 100% confirmed and stuff like that. Those are my type of titles, by the way. But I did not say that for this, by the way. So, yeah, like this is stuff that we talk about, but it's never like the 100% confirmation where they said without a shadow of a doubt we're leaving tokens behind. Reese said that that's something that could happen and something that they're talking about, and it's not something that me personally I would never have banked on that. I'm banking on VV being successful. I feel like if they move the right way when it comes to the VV platform and the VV verse and things like that, you could easily burn these tokens organically using the VV fan base. Especially if you get these millions and millions of people, tens of millions of people onto the platform. I believe that it could be organically burned if VV goes about the burn rates the right way with some of their upcoming features and things like that. So, yeah, like, I know some of the other YouTubers and things like that may be more heavily banking on it, but this has never been that type of project for me. I respect the crypto side in a way, but at the same time, my opinion is fuck the crypto side, because these guys will jump ship for the next project. The VV fans who love this all and who's going to be on it all day, every day, doing things and burning Omi, those are who I care about, because they're the ones who's going to do the most for this project as far as moving it forward. Investors are fickle. They're going to dip or they're going to cry and leave and all this shit. Like, investors aren't real true fans of this project. They aren't, but they don't have to be. That's not expected from an investor. But so many investors should not have so much to say as if they know everything that's going on when you're not really that invested in the project as far as really studying and really understanding what you're talking about, because you wouldn't really be making points like this if you really understood the project.
Thought that became the foundation for a lot of people's expectations for the price, because Ecomi is based on supply, and right now we have a lot of it. Do I blame them for it? No. Okay, I knew what I was getting myself to when I invested in, but I did my research. Should I have done more? I probably should have done more. But now, as I'm learning this, I want to make this video so that people who are going to invest into this token and VV understand what they're getting into. As of right now, I think their credibility in the sense of promises and expectation, I think is very low. I am never going to base my price prediction, by the way, off of something that is not on their announcement, that is not explicitly stated on their Twitter, because I feel like if anything, their Twitter announcements, not the comments, okay? They've also made empty promises or empty things with the comments. It needs to be posted by them, because people can screenshot that.
So you mean to tell me that you only base your predictions off of things that comes from the official channels? I mean, isn't that common sense? Like, that should be common sense for everything. Like, the stuff that the stuff that I talk about is confirmed. Like, it's not confirmed in comments and things like that. It's officially confirmed. The VVverse is coming this year. The VVverse, the impact of that is going to be huge. Like, this stuff is confirmed. It's like the things that's going to, like, the marketing people that they just got with, that just got their shit together when it comes to working with VV, that this is confirmed. All these all the token movers that they're putting into place and the catalysts and things like that, this is all confirmed things. Like, what people cry about is the little shit that don't matter anyway. Like, okay, they said that we were going to get some exchanges, but we're not going to get it as quickly. Ultimately, that's going to build a small amount of hype for the moment. But then as soon as things take a little bit longer than expected, these investors are going to, who bought in, they're going to buy out and the token is going to start going down. We're not going to see true stability until the Veve project is up, running, and the Veve project is what's leading these burns, bringing us that value, the Veve investors themselves, the Veve fan base. That is what I'm banking on, because investors flip-flop way too much. So the security in this project for me is the Veve fans. I know that they have a product and they have exclusive licenses that is going to appeal to multiple different huge audiences. That is the value in this project for me. So it's not dependent on like, if it was dependent on a bunch of investors being happy, I would not be in this project, because as you can see, like, you can see how these guys cry and the conclusions that they come to. Like, I couldn't do it. Like, that's way too risky for me, because I'm not putting all my money in a bunch of crybabies. I'm just not doing it. Like, now, because of how Veve is set up, that's why it has my trust.
People can hold them accountable to it. And I think they're taking advantage of that in the Ecomi community. And I think that's wrong. Reason number 2 why the price won't move. Quite frankly put, this goes into now the community. Okay? Now, when I mean the community, I also mean the YouTubers.
There is over 100 billion Omi tokens in circulation right now. And he just said YouTubers who have a total combined of maybe 1 million or 2 million views, and a total combined of maybe 30,000 subscribers total. That's the reason. That's the reason that I want to hear where he's going with this, because it already sounds illogical. But let's hear him out.
I'm not going to name names. I'm not going to try a witch hunt. I know a lot of people are going to blast me and flame me. But I think what's important is a lot of these unrealistic expectations that are also set by the community. $1 in a year? No. Even 10 cents in a year? No. Look at the trajectory of things.
Look at the trajectory of things. You can't just look at the trajectory of things. Question why things are on that trajectory to begin with. A bunch of FUD caused the collapse because people didn't know what to expect from founder token unlocks. We've had that as a huge turning point for the token. Like, people expected the NFTs and stuff coming in. When you come into a project, you see Batman, they're talking about listing on exchanges and things like that. You expect more. Expectations were super high. And yes, some things were not delivered. So the investors got nervous, got out. And then also, Bitcoin started going down. The question of are we going to go to the bear cycle soon and stuff like that. Then the capital gains tax proposed by Biden. All of these different events has played a part. There's so many reasons that things are how they are. I don't think that it's as simple as he's trying to make it seem. He's not really being realistic at all. He's talking about the stuff that hurts his feelings the most. Oh, the YouTubers say this, the YouTubers say that. Oh, the developers, I mean, they don't do what they say that they're going to do. It's way more variables than that. Like, no one thing is going to move the Omi price. No one thing is. It just does not work like that, and it's not realistic. And to be saying this and saying that you're also in business and you should be taken serious, it amazes me how much you leave it out. You're saying the things that fits within your narrative. That's all you're saying. You're not unbiased at all. You have a narrative, and you're trying to fit that narrative with this video.
Smart, okay? It really doesn't make sense, right? The Bitcoin took how many years to scale up, right? Even Cardano.
Okay, great. First off, Cardano. What products do they have, by the way? Anyway, Bitcoin took years. Bitcoin took a lot of years. Why did Bitcoin take a lot of years? Did it have the top licensors in the world backing it? Did it have anybody backing it? Who was backing Bitcoin? So obviously, something coming out of nowhere, the first of its kind, obviously it's going to take longer than a lot of projects that's coming out now. Everything is moving faster than Bitcoin was damn near, because Bitcoin was the testing ground for a lot of this stuff. And Bitcoin, somebody has to be the first mover. And Bitcoin was that. Bitcoin was first, and now everything else is kind of like revolves around Bitcoin as it currently stands. But there's not another project on the blockchain, to my knowledge, that has this many licenses and working with this many of the world's greatest brands. With that type of promotion, Veve was just promoted on Louis Vuitton. Veve was just promoted there. And there's going to be much more promotion from some of the biggest brands and companies in the world. And this is just facts. This is facts. Ron English has been talking about Veve. We have so many different artists, so many different big companies. It's not ridiculous to see why Veve and Omi would go crazier than something like Bitcoin, who had to literally fight it out the mud. It's damn near like Veve got a silver spoon. Al Khan came to this community giving us all a silver spoon because it's Al Khan. Yes, we have a guy who brought a cheat code with him. And David Yu, like all of these guys come with a whole cheat code because they have been in this space for like 20, 30 years and shit like that, bruh. Like, it's very realistic that these licensing geniuses can move a project fast because of their experience in licensing. And then they all are coming together. All these licensing geniuses are together on this project and connecting with the biggest brands in the world, man. This is why a lot of your points doesn't really make sense. You're not factoring in all the facts.
Really struggle, and I get super annoyed when a lot of these YouTubers and even people in the community, these influencers, are pumping up the price, and when it doesn't go that direction, it creates more damage to the community. Another thing on YouTubers, okay, look, I want everyone, I'm not going to say it, I want everyone to look into at what point, at what qualifications does a YouTuber need in order to make money. If you look at a lot of these YouTubers, they instantly start making ads and start making ad revenue once they're eligible for that. Do I blame them? No, it's a side hustle, right? For me, if I get the opportunity, I'm going to do it too. It only makes sense. But I want everyone to know, if you're watching this video, and I hope people do, even if it's one or two people, that the YouTubers, they also gain from this. They gain money.
YouTubers get paid? I mean, is this new news to anybody? This has been, what, since like 2005, 2008? YouTubers get paid? What the hell does a YouTuber get paid? It sounds like you just low-key hating, you low-key upset and bitter right now, buddy. Because what the hell does the YouTubers making content on this project point to the facts? We point to the facts. It's like the facts are right here on the screen. So yes, we get paid to present to you what's on the screen. What are you talking about? And of course you're going to do it too. Like you want to come and be the first like known hater in the community, I guess. But it's like you got to make stronger points than this, bro. You really got to make stronger points than this, because this is not good points at all, bro.
And as a result, they're going to put clickbaits. They're going to put, a lot of effort into making sure people click their video. $1, $2, $3, $10 expectations. No, that doesn't make sense.
$10 expectation doesn't make sense. That's a lie. Because the problem is you'll see $10 in the title and you'll instantly dismiss it. You don't think about where it's going to be 10 years down the line. You don't think about where Bitcoin is going to be 10 years down the line, or Ethereum 10 years down the line. You all look at a price, don't consider any context whatsoever. You look at the price right now, I can't imagine it ever getting there, so it's automatically false. No, that's not how it works. Just because your feelings say that you should be more bearish does not mean that everyone in the community has to be bearish like you. And this is what's wrong with the haters. Be more realistic, be more realistic. Crypto is not a space where it's a such thing as realistic. Bitcoin's rise was not realistic. What Bitcoin is doing is not realistic. What crypto is doing is not realistic. The stock market, like the Forex, stuff that has already been around, has been established, this stuff is realistic because it's been around for so long that there's set regulations and expectations and stuff that the market has been doing. With crypto, it's not that. So all this talk about what's realistic in crypto, and Dogecoin, one of the most useless coins on the planet, is one of the most valuable. And I'm like I said, it's nothing against Dogecoin, but come on now. I hate all this realistic talk when in reality, a lot of you crypto YouTubers, a lot of crypto people are just fucking lying. Crypto itself is not realistic.
Doesn't make sense. Sorry, my dog is barking. We got a new puppy, so you'll probably hear it sometime in my video. But it doesn't make sense. The only reason why they're doing that is so that they can get clicks, they can get views, they can get likes, so that, you know what, they can build up expectation and they make their own money. Yeah, maybe these YouTubers who say they're invested, maybe are invested only $100, but their goal is to make thousands of dollars through YouTube. Food for thought, alright? Think about that.
YouTubers who are only invested $100. Well, let's see about this. Well, don't know if you all see that. That's 1.5 million Omi right there. 1.5 million Omi. And I'm not the only one that's invested. I have family members invested. I have people close to me invested. I've helped people invest in this close to me. Nothing to be fake about here. I understand that you jealous and stuff, people making money and people can become successful spreading like the facts of what's going on. But I mean, spreading all this hate is just not the way to do it. We understand that you want to, like, you're trying to build a community based off all the people who are hating on Omi right now. Like that's what you're trying to do. You're going to target a bunch of people who are naive and don't do like this is your target audience right now. Your target and honestly, this might be a solid strategy now that I'm thinking about it. People who don't do due diligence and don't know what the fuck is going on. And so it seems to be a lot of those in the community. So you actually might be onto something now that I think about it. I mean, maybe I would be a lot farther along and a lot more successful in this community if I pretended to be an idiot on like in my videos and just brought no facts, brought nothing like. Maybe I should, Omi is finished. Like, let's ignore all the facts of the project and just say some bullshit. Like, that might be the wave, honestly, now that I think about it.
And my last reason why I don't think Ecomi's gonna go to the moon is that it's not the team's primary objective. We see the Ecomi team, we should actually call it the Veve team. Because, again,
I rest my fucking case. This guy just used the strong, like, he said it shouldn't be called he said it should be called the Veve team. The primary objective is Veve because Veve is what fuels the fucking token. Everything revolved around the token. It revolves around fucking Veve, which means Veve has to be working right for the token to hold any value whatsoever. Because what the fuck is the point of the Omi token if Veve is not even working? The Veveverse is not even released. The place you're going to use the fucking token is not up and working. So the fact that the team is actually focusing on what is going to make the token valuable is a problem for you. Where do you guys do your research at? Like, at what point do you not say stupid shit and you actually do some genuine due diligence before just, like, getting on? Like, honestly, you're the first one to get on here and just spew some bullshit like this. But, I mean, shout out to you. I mean, that's innovation. That's innovation. But at the same time, come on now. You can do better than that. You can do better than that. Like, you literally are just showing you have no idea what the hell you're talking about right now. You really are wondering why the team is so focused on getting the driving factor of Omi up and running instead of focusing on Omi. You're one of those people who are like, no, fuck Veve, that doesn't have to work. Get Omi on some exchanges. Get Omi moved over to Ethereum. Omi. Like I want staking. I want all that. Like, bro, why have a useless token on a bunch of exchanges? Why? Because you seen Shiba Inu do it. Like that's why you want it done. You saw that with Shiba. You see Doge doing like that. That's the route that they should go. And then you wouldn't be here bitching like a little girl. Like, come on now. Come on, y'all got to do better. Y'all haters got to do better. Y'all got to come with stronger points than that.
They make the majority of their money through the drops. And people are going to say, well, It's all about supply and burning. If you look into the tokenomics, and again, please look and do the research yourself. One Ecomi token can be split. I forgot to what decimal. I think it's like 8 decimals back. I may be wrong. Maybe it's divided by 8. But you get what I'm saying, right? Direct announcements on IP, partnerships, that's not going to affect the price. And if you've been following Ecomi for more than a month, you can clearly tell that IP does not affect the price at all. The only thing that's...
You don't know what's going to affect the price because it has not been doing shit, bro. Like, they have been building a platform that's in development. This is not, it's not like they've been marketing for months and it just has not been working out. It's not like they've been doing the stuff they say they were going to do and it hasn't been working out. They've been working on things and getting hit with setback after setback after setback, and things are moving slower than people expected them to. And I think that that is your fuel for making this video. You expected things to be further along, but it's not. So you're upset, and a lot of the other investors are upset. But tough luck. Get the fuck over it. If you actually did your research and due diligence and you all knew what you were talking about, you would see that these big concerns are not even concerns. Like, you have not made a single valid point the entire video.
I think the prices are buybacks because you need whales. You need people to come in and buy up the supply to drive the price. Supply and demand.
How do you get whales on a platform? Because why the hell why would any whales come and invest in a project that only has promises? You want to know what's going to bring more whales and shit to this community? Because Ecomi is still at an attractive price. And guess what we have now that we didn't have a few months ago? We have Superman released. We have Slimer and Ghostbusters. We have Ron English. We have more than we had. Like, the token is more affordable than it's ever been. Well, obviously since the release. And then on top of that, we have more value on Veve. So Veve, realistically, any smart investor is much more attractive to investors right now and moving forward when they start marketing, when they start announcing new brands and things like that, start working with other bigger IPs and stuff like that. Veve's at this price is going to be very, very attractive for new whales to come in. So Veve is in the perfect spot. Veve has been lining things up perfectly and doing a great job focusing on the platform, on the Veve platform. They've been making the right decisions. People want them to not focus on the product they're selling. They want them to focus on the token. It makes absolutely no sense. Make it make sense. You just want people to be able to buy up and spam. Like, you want a pump and dump token. You want the token to be the primary focus and not what's actually going to make the token valuable. That's backwards investing. I want to see something valuable, and that's what's going to make me invest in the token. That's what any real investor is going to do. Y'all are backwards. And then you in the same breath you'll say, "Oh, I'm in business. I work for a company."
And I know the Ecomi team has said we're gonna start buybacks at the end of the month. Okay, that gives them 13, 14 days to do it because today is June 17th. And guess what? If they don't come out, that's another empty promise. Another thing that's gonna maybe, it's not their main priority. I'm gonna be quite frank. Again, I've already mentioned they make money. They make all their money primarily through the release of drops. The Ecomi token, I don't even think that's their third or fourth priority. Now,
it's debatable where that should be on the priority list, but it should not even be at the top. It should not be at the top. They need to please these licensors. Licensors should be priority one because without them, this project is useless. So licensors, then the NFTs, then the Veve platform, because the NFTs have to be right to satisfy the licensors. The platform has to be working so that when people get on, especially people who don't know anything about crypto and aren't going to be as lenient and understanding because they're not investors, they just want to use a product that works and spend their money on a product they enjoy. Like, those people are not going to be as understanding with some of the problems and setbacks that Veve are having. So that's why it's important. Yet Omi should be further down on that list, and that's the problem. If you're an inexperienced investor or you don't have any idea what the hell you're doing in this community, you see that as a bad thing, the fact that they're doing business the way that business should be done if you're in their position. how do you use the big? This is the biggest reason the people. This is not financial advice, but this is the biggest reason that I am invested in them. One of the biggest reasons I'm invested in them, and a lot of people are invested in them, and you're using it as a reason that things are going to fail. That makes no sense, because I'll be damned if a company says they got all these licenses, they got this platform, they're going to be the Disneyland and all that shit, and I invest in them and they don't even have a working product. I don't care what you promising me. You don't have shit to show for it. Why would I invest in you? And that's essentially what you're saying that they should be doing. They should be catering to the token holders. They should be making this more valuable. It's never going to be $1. Oh my God, it's not even going to be 10 cents. Like, stop crying about the token and shut up and trust the process and get more educated, because clearly you're not. You're just not educated on the project. How do you make a whole video with confidence not knowing what you're talking about the entire time? I don't get it.
They say, they can think, well, once we go to Immutable or Ethereum, our price can go up. No, they're only doing that. They're doing that so that their NFTs have more credibility. Everything that they're going to do is to benefit their NFTs first, which makes sense. I don't condemn them for it. This video is to talk about reasons why Ecomi won't go to the moon. And as it stands right now,
he said this is videos about reasons why they won't go to the moon, because they're doing good ass business. This is your argument, but okay.
Their priorities, you guys can tell, are clearly on Veve and not Ecomi. It's a business. I don't blame them for it. But I want to make these videos and be honest about what I'm saying.
You're not explaining why that's a problem. Because Veve is what drives Omi. Veve is what's going to get the token burns. It's going to fix that circulating supply. Veve is going to do that. Veve will do that. So, because that's the biggest unattractive thing about this entire project is the supply of tokens. That's the biggest thing that's unattractive. So why wouldn't they focus on the biggest catalyst that's going to get rid of all those damn tokens? Like, why wouldn't they focus on that? It's like you're saying, oh, you want to know why the token will not be successful? Because they're focusing on the thing that's going to make the token successful. What? And you got people who actually like this video like, ooh, he made a good point right there. They're focusing on what's going to make the token successful. That's why it's not going to be successful.
Because I want investors to understand the darker side and the reality of Ecomi. Look, I've seen screenshots. I've seen people talk about how they left tens of thousands of dollars on the Ecomi token. And okay, yeah, it's their fault for investing. But in some degree, the community, the founders, they're at fault. Unrealistic expectations, false promises, or these teases, the unrealistic expectations also set by the founders. It doesn't make sense, guys.
It makes a lot of sense, because as Veve has said multiple times, they're at the mercy of licensors. They're at the mercy of licensors, and then exchanges and things like that. They're not in a position where they're just calling the shots. And when you're working with these top brands, it does not matter who you are. You can be Alcon all day long, but that's still Warner Brothers you're trying to license right there. It don't matter how big your name is. Oh, you made $1 billion 25 years in a row? You talking to Warner Brothers right now. You talking to Jurassic Park right now. Like, it does not matter your resume. So you want to know what happens is, if something falls through with the licensor, who's going to take that blame? What you going to do? Throw your licensor under the bus? Or you going to take that L? You going, okay, the community going to be mad at us, but we got to postpone this drop. Which one are you going to do? Are you going to throw licensors under the bus, give you a bad reputation and bad name, and make other licensors not want to work with you? Or are you going to hold that L because you know you can recover from it, because you're going to keep bringing fire content in the future? They're handling this business the way that they should be handling it. Yeah, maybe they jumped the gun on a few announcements here and there, and they could do a better job at addressing things, and at least letting people know we can't explain the situation, but we are sorry for maybe putting out a little bit of misinformation or something like that, or leading you all on a little bit. Yeah, maybe. But at the same time, I personally don't agree with that, because I'm an investor, so I know that shit happens. I want them to do what it takes to make me some money. That's all I care about. I don't need your fucking apology. I need my bank account to go up. And that's the problem with a lot of you so-called investors. You want them to fucking give you all a bottle and be rocking y'all to sleep and stuff like that, bro. Like, come on now. Let them work. Shut up and let them work. Like, it's like y'all don't want y'all investment to be successful. I understand that y'all have already given up, but please just give up in a quiet corner. If you sit here and complain about the Ecomi YouTubers and stuff like that, why do you sit around watching then? Stop watching the community. Stop watching the investment. You have given up already. Stop watching things then. Stop caring. And then you want to make a bullshit video and say, oh, it's for new people who want to invest. All you're doing is trying to scare away potential new investors that could raise the price of the project. You are the one sitting here crying about the crypto side, because I publicly say all the time, I couldn't care less if new investors come. Like that, I publicly say this all the time. So someone like me is definitely probably more than likely not going to be somebody who's bringing in a new investor, but you're literally here trying to scare them away. I mean, I don't know.
And I hope that when you watch the video, you don't take what I say out of context. What I'm saying out of context is a honest analysis of Ecomi and why the price won't rise. And I hope you guys understand that.
Honest analysis. I have not heard anything logical, honest, or seen any proof, any facts. That's the difference. Like, you sat on camera, you put a camera in front of your face and sat here and said a bunch of bullshit. While the YouTubers in this community, we come bringing facts, hard-hitting evidence, and things like that. If this is the best that you have to offer and the best you have to bring to the community, I mean, you could have saved this bullshit.
Again, I'm invested. And before you say, well, throw it away, don't be invested.
You know what you should do.
Terrible advice. You need to have people on both ends give honest opinions. Hopefully the community can keep the community in check. Because, guys, guess what? Newsflash, I saw this on Reddit today, which is another inspiration for the video. They may be just using the Ecomi community to get free advertising to start off their VD platform.
So, let me get this straight. They're using the massive fan base that they have to kickstart the project that's going to start burning the token and make the token more valuable. The problem is, you haters are not seeing how all this shit connects to one another. Everything VV is doing is all connected. You all are pointing out disconnects where there is nothing that's even disconnected. When you go down the line and put this shit all together, they're doing the thing that makes the most sense for VV and the most sense for investors and the most sense for everyone. But you all can't see that because you're blinded by your own foolishness and your own inability to actually listen to reason and logic.
Think about it, okay? Alright guys, I didn't want the video to go over 10 minutes. I'm already at almost 13. So, if you found this video helpful, right? If you found this video honest or in any way helpful, yeah, please subscribe. Throw a like button. And if you don't like it, I know a lot of people aren't going to like it, thumb it down. I don't care. I don't say I don't care to sound cool or to sound like I don't care about my opinion. No, I'm putting the video out because I'm passionate about it. And I hope you guys can tell the way I'm speaking, the power I'm putting behind my voice. I want people to do well in life. And
you want people to do well in life. You just said you want the community to hold Ecomi responsible. And Ecomi is doing everything right. Do you want to really argue? You want Ecomi to really focus on, let me think twice before I put something out because a licensor could disagree or one of any random event could happen to make us have to postpone. So let's not say things because people will get upset. Or do you want them to focus on making you money? It's like, you investors are very shitty investors. Do you want VV to focus on making you money? Or do you want them to focus on your fucking feelings? Because your feelings are not making you money. Your feelings have you on the internet right now crying about a project that's moving exactly how it should be moving. That's what your feelings get you. Your feelings get you online looking like this. Let Ecomi make you some money. It's really that simple.
Finance are another one. I made this video because I'm tired of seeing people get screwed over by Ecomi because of the reasons I just said above.
This man just lied the entire video. He said people getting screwed over by Ecomi. If you've managed to get screwed over by a company that just began, I mean, I don't know how many different ways I can call a lot of y'all investors idiots. I got to get a little bit more creative, I guess.
Now there will be a part 2 to this video. I'm gonna talk about reasons why Ecomi will do well.
So basically, you trying to be a YouTuber, you coming out controversial so you can try to get some attention that way, so you can try and make some money on YouTube because you hating on everybody who's successful in the community because we actually give valuable insights and information while you don't really have much to bring to the community. But don't worry, I just reacted to you, so you will get some attention, and I'm pretty sure a lot of my haters are going to come to you simply because you made absolutely no sense. And I mean, a lot of people might watch you just simply to hear the more foolishness that you say. I mean, I don't know, but we'll see. Let me know what you all think in the comment section down below, yo. Me personally, I didn't hear a single valid point this entire time. This video is quite long. I didn't expect it to be this long. It was just so much bullshit that was said. But yeah, let me know y'all thoughts. Be sure to drop that thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. I'm going to catch y'all on the next one, man. Peace out, yo.